Deb Docherty, president of the Docherty Agency. I want to be rich and famous in the pictures, so how does this work? What do I need to do here today?
You need to get an agent.
Yeah?
Yes.
Can you help me with that?
Why, yes, I can. Yes, I can.
So really, how does it work? You know, if I maybe have done some things in theater and things like that, and I want to really transition, I'm serious about my career, I come knocking on your door, and what happens?
On our door. You come to one of our open calls, and you audition for us, and we like you, and then we sign you, and then your career takes off.
It's that easy.
It's that easy.
Everybody should be a star.
Everyone should
Everyone
do it.
is a star in a lot of ways.
Some people think, why aren't they afraid to do it? They should just come
Well,
on.
that audition process, I think, is a little terrifying sometimes. It can be.
No, but actually, we want everybody that walks in to do a good job.
Right.
So, and I think that's where a lot of actors sort of get the wrong impression. They think that, you know, you're against them, but really we're kind of rooting for them. Like as soon as they walk in, we're like, oh, wow, they've got a great look. I hope they can act. We are agents, so we represent the actors.
So you get people cast.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
nifty.
So we are...
You are working for them.
We are, exactly. We're the sellers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Nifty.
we sell talent.
So what do you really look for then? Or how do you define talent?
That's a tough one. It's kind of, you know it when you see it. Mm-hmm. You know,
It's the it factor.
It is the it factor. You know, it's like when you're shopping, you know, and you're going through the racks of clothes and you're like, ooh, I like that one.
Tell me about it.
It's the same thing with talent, you know?
Do you have any advice then for somebody that is kind of coming into this a little fresh and, you know, might not have a lot of experience?
I think they should all just, you know, be themselves. You know, be who they truly are. Not. I mean, quit trying so hard. You know, just be real. Mm-hmm. I think that is. I think that's probably a lot of their first mistake is they try to be somebody who they aren't, and it's just like, just relax.
How did you get into this business?
I'm a very funny story. I sort of fell into it. I came home one summer from college and sort of, you know, started modeling a little bit, and then I started working at a photography studio, and then I loved that, and then I got into a TV commercial, and then I loved that, and then I started doing props, location. I sort of pretty much wore every hat in the industry. I think it was my curiosity, my seeking of knowledge, that got me sort of where I am today.
Well, I think you're being well-rounded.
I used to say it was my boredom. You know, I would get bored with learning something. I was like, okay, been there, done that. Okay, what next? I was like, always wanted to learn the next thing.
Well, I imagine that wearing all of those hats certainly aptly prepared you to be president of your own agency.
Yeah.
And serves you well. I mean, do you find that talent sometimes you really need to, you know, maybe to see something that might not be obvious at first, you know, or like, I don't know, have you ever been at like Arby's and said, hey, that guy behind the counter there, you know, he'd be good.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I pluck people out of nowhere.
That's how
we
they
do that
found,
all the time. I pluck people out of gyms.
Really?
Oh, yes. And I've worked with some artists that are true artists that are like so super crazy. That's when you know they're really good. When they're a little bit bipolar, it's like, oh yeah, they've got talent.
There's something about that though, isn't there?
There truly is. Oh yeah.
I think
there's
maybe
the lazy ones, and then there's the ones that are a little bit twisted, and those are the ones that are really good.
I sometimes think you do need to be a little bit twisted in order to let everything go in front of a camera or an audience and just be completely 100% in the moment and real.
Oh, to just be that vulnerable.
Because acting is not just let's pretend. I mean, to actually get yourself to a point where you are real and spontaneous in that moment, that kind of goes against every human instinct that we have.
I've got so much respect for them. I mean, I could never. I mean, the actors that we represent are like, you know, truly, you know, I have so much respect for them. I just do. They're so good at what they do. They work on their craft. They're just damn good. interesting.
And there are plenty here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, there's some.
It's a neat place to be. So I have to imagine that you do represent a lot of people, a lot of artists.
Yes.
How do you organize this? And how is the process as far as getting them the job?
It's it all comes down to how the industry throws it to us, and it's by age range. Every kind of breakdown comes in. 20s to 30s, 40s to 50s. This is the type. We need mom types, dad types. Burly types. Blue collar types. So you basically, as an actor, and I tell them this a lot, is you need to know your type.
Right.
What type are you? So as long as you know your type and who you are and sort of how you're normally cast, then own your type. But
Right.
if you don't know your type, then that's a problem. And if an actor comes to me and says I can be everything, that's bullshit. Because you can't, and I can't sell everything. So, you fit into a category.
Right. Go for what you're.
Go for what you
Play to your strengths.
Play to your strengths, right, and own it.
Right.
125%.
If you've been an excellent pig farmer for 10 years, there's no sense in getting into ballet. So do you find then that you're going out and seeking talent primarily, or talent is finding you through your open calls?
It's a little bit of both, I would say. I right now feel the need to go out and find, but most of the time that I go out and do that, it's kind of difficult. Almost, I think the universe kind of opens up. You can sort of.
Yeah.
I am truly a believer in that.
We should. Docherty Agency should have a personal ad seeking a blue collar Latino between the ages of who can act. I bet you'd get some responses, and then be like, "Well, we're not romantically interested in you. We actually want to give you a job." Watch that take off. I bet you'll get more responses to that. Because that's because first dates are kind of like an audition too, aren't they?
Well, they are. And you know what? I say that, I always say this to the actors, is that, a relationship between an actor and an agent, it's like we're dating. And it's a relationship, and we have to communicate, and we have to keep the lines of communication open.
So in other words, you've never paid for dinner.
No.
In all these years.
Yeah, exactly. I never paid for dinner.
Why not LA or New York for you?
You know what? I don't really like LA. You know how you go to a place and you get a vibe?
Yeah.
LA didn't give me that vibe. New York gave me that vibe.
That you liked it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I go to New York, it's ooh, small town. LA, not so much.
And neither one of them are Pittsburgh by a stretch.
Yeah.
We're pretty unique here.
We are.
I love it. I kind of feel the same.
And I'm loving it more and more. Pittsburgh is just becoming more and more cool.
It's cool to be here.
It's so cool to be here, and every other week, a new restaurant's opening up, a new bar is opening up for
Cheers,
a new
yes.
fantastic cocktail.
Where do you like to go? Where are
production
some of
is
your favorite
happening.
restaurants in town?
Oh, Butcher and the Rye. I love Lawrenceville's got some great places. And there's talent right now. Upstairs, a girl currently, a model that I'm booking, that I think we rejected her twice. And right now, she's booking out the wingway.
Perseverance pays.
Exactly. Yeah, we didn't book her before, and now she's.
I might not sign to book out the wingway.
Right, I know, because that might hurt.
And on that, I salute you, Deb.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks for chatting today.
Okay.
So who would be good to play Deb Docherty in a film or on television?
Louise, I think we went through this once.
Oh, really?
Definitely a comedian.
So it's on file upstairs.
Yes, I think.
Oh, good. I'm glad that
Definitely be a comic.
everybody here at the Docherty Agency is busy working on those important matters.
Yes.
So when you hand them your card, say, "I'm Deb Docherty with the Docherty Agency," do they ever look at you like, "Yeah, right,
And they're
lady,
like,
whatever."
yeah, she's a crazy lady, but.
But have those been some good finds?
There have been some good. I mean, we just signed a guy the other day, and I was like, I only signed him because he has a beard and tattoos all over.
Is that all it takes?
Well,
I will
pretty
start.
much.
I will
it made
stop
him
shaving.
interesting.
I think I overused the word fabulous. Does that count for anything? Are you interested? Are you buying?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Maybe you could make up another one.
I know.
Yeah, perhaps you could make.
What are your favorite buzzwords? What do you go to?
I say a lot of, well, let's review.
As president of an agency, I'm sure you do. These are very dry. It's how I like them. How do you like your martini? Are you a martini drinker?
I like it very dirty.
Oh, you like them dirty.
Yeah.
I just think there's not enough room in such a little glass for all that olive juice. My mother used to watch QVC a lot, and my grandmother watched it every day. And my mother, when I was little, she always says, "You know what? That would be a good job for you, Brian Edward, to be on QVC and
You
be
know
one
how
of
much
those."
money they make?
I bet it's a lot.
They make $100,000 a year.
But I don't know if I could.
Cha-ching.
I don't know if I could do that day in and day out. You know, here's a cubic zirconia piece of whatever, like brooch. I think I would go insane.